Namaste and welcome to Yin and Restorative Yoga. For this practice, you'll want to have a couple of blocks, a strap, a bolster, and a blanket. My name is Michelle Chua. Welcome to the practice. Let's find a comfortable way to sit that works for you. You may like to prop your pelvis up on any of your props to help sit upright. We've been exploring different angles of practicing the first limb of yoga virtue called ahimsa, doing no harm. Here's an excerpt from a poem by Rumi. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it and embrace them. In Tara Brach's book, Radical Acceptance, Embracing Your Life with the Heart of a Buddha, she writes, our deepest nature is awareness. And when we fully inhabit that, we love freely and are whole. This is the power of radical acceptance. When we stop fighting the energy that has been bound in fear, it naturally releases into the boundless sea of awareness. The more we awaken from the grip of fear, the more radiant and free becomes our heart. Often it's said that the opposite of love is fear. And fear manifests itself in so many different ways and layers. Sometimes the root of anger is fear. All the different ways that we might cover ourselves up to not be vulnerable. Often vulnerability is perceived as a weakness, especially in Western society, when in fact, vulnerability is the courage to be your authentic self, to reveal what is within your heart. And so sometimes in whatever scenarios, we might be covering ourselves up because of fear. So what are the ways that you practice allowing yourself to not only receive love, but give love in turn, removing those barriers set up by fear? In our physical practice, we see the ways that we contract, the habitual ways that we hold tension in our bodies or in our breaths, or sitting in meditation, the way we hold tension in our minds, what we continuously focus our energy on, and may often feel draining. What are some ways that you can free yourself up, give yourself permission to peel the layers of contraction as you might find them in the physical practice? Though the physical, I often believe, is a manifestation of what's deeper inside, the energetic, the mental, emotional. And so let's bring this all together, this practice of uniting mind, body, breath, spirit, to cultivate loving awareness, and then sit in meditation in the end for 5 minutes, tuning into our hearts. So as you're sitting here now, find a relative stillness to bring your awareness throughout your physical body. Observing any sensations without judging any of them as either good or bad. Feel the breath just as it is. And notice the quality of energy you have to work with as you're starting this practice. Notice your mind and the energy of your heart. What's present for you now mentally and emotionally? Let's start to deepen the breath. Breathing in a little deeper. Exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling into your side ribs, your chest, and your belly. And drawing it out to empty all through the mouth. Continue to deepen your breath. And let's take a moment to practice gratitude. Offering gratitude for anyone or anything that you can appreciate right now. Clarify what you'd like to open yourself up to see, feel, experience through this practice today, setting your intention. As we move beyond ourselves and remember those around us, that our practice is to benefit all beings, not only us practicing here. I invite you to choose someone to offer up today's practice to. And together, let's join our voices, chanting Om, creating resonance and support of each other 3 times. Let's begin a practice called Durga Pranayama, 3-part breathing, as a means to bring more awareness to the breath, deepen it, and bring calm to our minds and bodies. So imagine that your torso is a jar. At the bottom of that jar is your pelvic floor, and at the top of it is the top of your neck. Visualize dividing that jar into 3 cross sections. The first cross section is from your pelvic floor to your belly button all the way around. The second cross section encompasses most of your rib cage at the middle of your torso. And the third cross section is at your chest, upper back, neck, and shoulders. Now, you might place a hand at the top section near your collarbones and at the bottom section below the belly button. As 3-part breathing goes like this, we'll inhale through the nose, 1/3 of the breath into the lowest cross section, then pause. We'll inhale another third into the middle cross section, then pause. Then we'll inhale the last third into the top section, holding the breath and relaxing. Then we'll exhale really slowly through the nose and hold the breath out, observing anything you feel. So that's 1 cycle. I invite you to practice 3 cycles together and continue for 3 cycles on your own. Let's prepare to begin. Maybe close the eyes so you can visualize a little easier by inhaling fully through the nose. And clear it out through the mouth. Close the lips. Now inhale 1/3 into the lowest section of your torso. Pause. Inhale 1/3 into the mid torso. Pause. Inhale 1/3 to the very top. Hold it in. Relax as you're sitting tall. Through your nose, slowly empty the breath. Hold the breath out, still sitting tall, observe. Second cycle, inhale into the lowest section. Pause. Inhale into the middle. Pause. Inhale into the top. Hold it in. Exhale slowly. Hold it out. Third cycle. Inhale, lowest section. Pause. Inhale, middle. Pause. Inhale, top. Hold it in. And let it all go. Hold it out. On your own, continue 3 more cycles of Durga Pranayama. When you finish the third cycle, without holding the breath, I invite you to breathe in to all 3 parts, taking your time to reach the very top of the in-breath. And in equal length, breathe out through all 3 parts, just through the nose. No longer holding the breath at either end or third of the way. Just a smooth breathing in fully, breathing out completely. Beginning to practice Ujjayi Pranayama, victorious breathing. We're also creating a soft whispering sound by gently narrowing the back of your throat. Tune into that sound as a way to calm your mind and to know how you're breathing. So you're regulating the breath so that it remains consistent as possible, slow, even, gentle, steady. We'll begin to move to the breath. So keep listening to it as you start to lower down onto all fours, hands and knees. We'll begin with cat-cow pose. So once you have your hands and knees on the floor, breathe in and glide your chest forward, roll your shoulders back and down, looking up. Exhale, contract your abdomen, slowly drop your head and round your back. Inhale, draw your chest forward, coiling it up to cow pose. Exhale, lift the navel in, drop your head to round into cat pose. Try a couple more cycles, slow and steady as the breath. Vidalasana. In today's physical practice, we'll move all throughout the body, really just a whole body movement, stretch, opening, sending our loving awareness throughout our bodies and just observing what areas might you habitually contract and really bringing loving kindness there. Now inhale forward again into cow pose, looking up. Then exhale, feet together to touch, sink your hips down to your heels. Keep the arms forward in child's pose. That's the movement. Inhale, rock forward, roll the shoulders back and down, coil the chest up, cow pose. Exhale, lift the belly towards the spine and then drop the tailbone towards your heels. Child's pose. Try that a couple more times, breathing in, coming forward, looking up. Breathing out, dropping the hips back and bowing. One more cycle. And the next time you arrive in child's pose, separate the feet hips width apart and inhale forward again into cow pose. Tuck your toes. On an exhale, lift your hips and press your thighs and chest back, downward facing dog. Let's keep the movement going. Inhale, lower your knees, coil your chest up into cow pose. Exhale from in your belly, lift your hips back into downward facing dog. Try another 3 cycles of breath. Breathing in, knees down, chest up. Breathing out, belly in, hips up and back. Keep going. Now, next time you arrive in downward facing dog, slowly pedal your feet in place. Take your time here to really feel the sensations in the backs of the legs when you straighten them. Dropping your head, shake your head no a few times. Really relax the jaw. Maybe flutter the lips. Nod your head yes a few times. Draw the shoulders back. Invite space in your neck and across your upper back. Then inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Bend the knee and start to rotate the right thigh bone at the hip a few times. So you're drawing circles in the air with your right knee bent. Go in both directions. Inhale. If you get tired in your shoulders, you can set the left knee on the ground so that you're doing this not from downward dog, but from hands and knees. And then inhale, stretch the right leg behind you. Exhale, step the right foot forward beside your right thumb. Lower your left knee, come up high on your fingertips. Feel free to place blocks under your hands if that allows your shoulders to relax a little bit more. Keep your back toes tucked, and let's prepare for another breath-led movement to warm up the pelvic region. Inhale, sink your hips, gaze up. Exhale, lift the left knee, draw your right outer hip back towards, straighten the legs, and bow as if you have a flat back. Inhale, tap the left knee down, look up, kneeling lunge. Exhale, lift the back knee, draw the right hip back and fold, pyramid pose. 3 more cycles of breath. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale back to kneeling lunge. Plant your hands on the floor and step into downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the left leg up high. Bend the knee and start to circle your left thigh bone at the hip a few times in both directions. If you need more support, you can lower your right knee to the ground as you do this. Stay aware of your breath. Relax the neck, press through the fingers spread. Inhale, stretch the left leg behind you. Exhale, step the foot beside your left thumb, lower your right knee, keep the back toes tucked, and come up high on your fingertips. Feel free to place your hands on blocks. Inhale here, look up, keep your feet where they are. Exhale, lift your right knee. Draw your left outer hip back towards straightening your legs to a degree and bow. Inhale, kneeling lunge, look up. Exhale, pyramid pose. Imagine you're bowing with a flat back, so only go as far as you can do that. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, kneeling lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Now, come into a high lunge and pivot your feet to face the wide width of your mat to the right. Yep, that's it. Bend the knees, parallel the feet, and reach your hands behind your lower back to clasp. Inhale, lift the chest forward, roll the shoulders back. See if you can hug the heels of the palms together, and exhale, fold, relax your neck. And for a few breaths here, stretch your arms away from your lower back. Bend your elbows slightly and lift your shoulders away from your neck. Let the head hang loose. You might shake the head a few times. Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Lower your fingertips down, either onto blocks or the floor, whatever you can reach easily. Crawl your fingertips forward and press your heart through your upper arms. Engage the abdomen slightly here, support your lower back. Lengthen the neck, shoulder blades down the back. Now plant one hand on the ground or block, front and center of you. Keep your two hips leveled and raise the opposite arm straight up. As you breathe in, stretch the top of your head forward, lean forward. Keep the pelvis still, and as you breathe out, turn your chest in the direction of your lifted arm, twisting right across your waistline. Breathe in, keep stretching your spine from your pelvis. Keep your hips still, and exhale, rotate the rib cage further. A few more breaths. Lower the top hand in place of the bottom. Switch the other arm up. Breathe in, stretch the top of your head forward. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Breathe out, keep your pelvis still, and rotate your rib cage to the other side. Inhale, lengthen. Still the hips. Exhale, continue to twist. And lower the top hand. Bend your knees a lot. Place your hands on your hips. Point the elbows to the sky. Lead with your chest and inhale to slowly rise. From your hips, rotate your thighs to turn out. And find a wide-legged squat that feels comfortable enough for you. So knees are just above the ankles, but not over bending past the ankles. And you're only turning out your feet as much as your knees can point outward towards your middle toes. You're rotating from your hip sockets, right? Draw the tailbone down, slightly lift the frontal hip bones, and then press your hands gently on your inner thighs as you rock a little side to side. Shoulders back and down. Breathe in. Breathe out. So only go as low as it feels comfortable for you at the degree of warmth you feel in your body. Start to bend. I'm gonna, doesn't matter which knee actually. So bend one knee and start to straighten the opposite leg, curling the toes of the straight leg up towards Skandasana. So you can stay up high unless it's comfortable for you to sink your hips towards the ground. Inhale, rise up. Keep turning out the legs, bend the opposite knee. As you straighten the other leg, curl the toes up of your straight leg. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Last time, inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center, come up high again into that wide-legged squat. Press your hands on your inner thighs. Dip one shoulder forward. Look past the top shoulder towards the sky. One more deep breath here. Come back to center, breathe in. Dip the other shoulder down. Look past the top shoulder towards the sky. One more breath. And come all the way up. Heel toe the feet closer together and shake out the legs. Shake out the shoulders. Shake out the arms and feet. All right, let's come on down to sit. Step your feet about hips distance apart. Take a block and let's just set it off to the side and come on down to your back. Lying on your back, take that block and let's come into supported bridge pose. Now you might opt for one block or two blocks stacked, both on their lowest height if you want to go higher here in the hips. So lift your hips, slide the block wide across your sacrum, which is the flat part of your lower back, not too high towards your rib cage and not too low towards the bottom of your glutes. Make sure it feels comfortable and stable. Have your feet hips distance apart, parallel to each other. And keep your thighs parallel to each other. Notice how this feels, especially in your ability to open your chest while you ground your shoulders back and tilt your chin slightly away from your chest. And if you're not feeling much, you can either tilt this block to the medium height or stack two blocks, like I mentioned earlier, or tilt this block to the highest height if that feels comfortable. So experiment with it. And then continue to ground the backs of your shoulders and tilt your chin slightly away from the chest. Keep your throat open to welcome the breath. Feet are still parallel to each other. Now press the ground evenly through the insteps and the outer edges of your feet. Inhaling, fully expand the chest. Exhaling, soften the belly. Observe your body here in this position. If you're able to bring your arms even closer together on the ground, you might try that. Make sure you're not bending your elbows apart here, as that will round the shoulders forward. We want to draw the shoulder heads back and really open the chest. Raise one leg straight up. And either stay here for 5 breaths and then switch legs, or lift both legs straight up. You might adjust the level of the block that's under your sacrum so that this feels more stable or comfortable. Start to lower your feet gently onto the ground. Remove the block from underneath your sacrum. Gently lower your spine, then your pelvis. Then keep your knees, your hips distance apart, and draw your bent knees towards your armpits, gently rocking side to side to massage your lower back. Notice your breathing here. Set your left foot on the ground and turn out your right thigh at the hip. Cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh and flex your right foot to stabilize your right knee here. Curl the right toes back towards the right shin. With your right hand, press the top of your right thigh gently open. So this is the part of your thigh that's closest to your hip bone. Decide to stay in this variation of opening the right hip or lift the left foot. Thread your right hand between your thighs and with two hands hold your left leg, gently bringing it closer. Keep relaxing your head and shoulders down. Continue splaying your right thigh open. You might nudge it with your right arm. Those of you that have your right calf just a couple inches in front of your chest, then you could cradle the sole of your right foot and your right knee between the crooks of your elbows, still flexing the right foot, while you straighten your left leg on the floor, drawing your right outer hip forward towards your inner left heel. Where is your body asking for your attention in this pose? Step your 2 feet on the ground again, both knees bent. Let's turn out the left thigh at the hip. Flex your left foot as you cross the ankle over your right knee. Keep your right foot on the ground and with your left hand gently press open the top of your inner left thigh. Notice what you feel here. Sense if your body is needing to stay in this version of the pose longer. Otherwise, lift your right foot and thread your left hand between your thighs. With two hands, hold your right leg and slowly bring it closer as you ground your shoulders. If your left calf is just a couple inches in front of your chest, then you might cradle the sole of your left flexed foot and your left knee between the crooks of your elbows while sliding your right leg forward onto the ground. What patterns might you be noticing in your physical body? Are there areas that tend to need more of your attention or that you notice often contract? I invite you to just bring a loving curiosity into what you're noticing. And then this time, slide both legs forward on the ground, stretch your arms overhead, interlace your fingers, and flip your palms inside out. Press the heels of your palms towards the wall behind you. Slide the shoulder blades down your back ribs, and point your toes or circle at your feet for a few deep breaths. Cross the left ankle over the right, and slide your feet and the heels of your palms towards the right edge of your mat. Stretching your left side body, breathe into it. Keep the backs of your hips equally on the ground here. So we're not twisting, we're just side bending. You might switch the interlacing of the thumb and index finger on top, still pressing the heels of your palms towards the back wall. Slide your ankles and feet towards center and switch the right ankle over the left ankle. Then slide your feet and hands towards the left edge of your mat, creating a crescent moon shape out of your body. Breathe into your right side body here. As you come back to center, bend your knees and draw them into your chest. Start to rock forward and back a few times so that eventually you rise up to sit. Bring your legs out in front of you and slide your legs back until you lower onto your belly into Sphinx pose. With your forearms on the floor, stack your shoulders on top of your elbows and draw your shoulder blades down the back, broaden your chest. Stretch your legs long behind you and slide your knees as close together as you comfortably can. Let's open up the fronts of the shoulders and the fronts of the thighs. Cross your left forearm on the floor in front of your chest. Bend your right knee. Backstroke your right arm. With your right hand, catch hold of the inner side, the big toe side, not the pinky toe side, of your right ankle or foot. Keep your knees no wider apart than hips distance. Ground both of your frontal hip bones. Deep breaths as you bring the right heel gently, slightly to the outside of your right hip. Relax the shoulders back, especially the left shoulder. Keep your chest facing the front of your mat. One more deep breath. Release the right leg and come back to Sphinx pose. Slide the knees close together. Relax the shoulders back, broaden your chest. Then cross the right forearm on the ground in front of your chest and bend your left knee. Backstroke your left arm and catch the inner side, the big toe side of your left ankle or foot. Ground both of your frontal hip bones. Turn your chest completely to face forward. And bring your left heel slightly and gently towards the outside of your left hip. Chest facing forward, shoulders relaxed. Few more deep breaths. Release your left leg. Slide your arms wide apart like a T on the ground, palms face down on the floor. Lean your right ear on the ground and start to lean over to your right outer hip. Now you could step the left foot on the floor behind you. That feels okay on your inner right shoulder. Scoot the right shoulder bone away from the right side of your neck, so down the back. Just a few more deep breaths here. Start to unravel back to your stomach. Keep your arms wide open, palms face down. Lean your left ear to the floor. Start to roll over towards your left outer hip. You might step the right foot behind your left leg on the ground. Slide the left shoulder blade down your back ribs. What are you sensing in your shoulders? How about your breath? And come back to your stomach. Place your hands alongside your floating ribs and press up onto hands and knees. Let's come into a twisting posture to open the upper back. Thread the needle. Now you might set up with both knees on the floor, or to open up the inner thighs a bit, you can step the right foot out to the right here on the floor so the arch of your right foot is in line with your left knee. Press the ground away with your left hand and inhale, raise your right arm. Exhale, thread your right arm underneath your left bent elbow and lower the right side of your head on the floor, or use a prop to rest your head on if your head does not feel comfortable on the ground. Breathe wide across your upper back. Shoulders relaxing as you breathe out. Invite the twist right beneath your lowest ribs, not the pelvis. One more deep breath. And gently rise back to all fours. Now, either keep both knees on the ground if that's what you did on the first side. Otherwise, step the left foot out to the left. Sole the foot flat on the floor. Arch of the foot in line with the right knee. Press the ground away with your right hand. Breathe in to raise your left arm. Exhale, thread the left arm. Excuse me, underneath your right bent elbow. Lower the left side of your head all the way down. Feel free to prop your head on any of your pillows or blocks. Keep your hips leveled so you're not twisting at the lower back. Breathe wide across your upper back. And let your rib cage gently rotate while the hips stay still. What do you notice in your upper back or along your torso? One more deep breath here. Slowly rise up, and please find a comfortable way to sit for one more pranayama before we rest in corpse pose. So sitting tall where you can breathe comfortably and fully, and the whole body can feel relaxed. The shoulders relax. I'll invite you into alternate nostril breathing, an energy balancing breathing technique, which also helps to balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain while helping to tune inward deeper. So to practice it, rest your left hand on your lap, and you might bring the thumb and first finger to touch, either palm face up to help connect deeper inward, or palm face down to invite grounding energy. The right hand is in Vishnu Mudra, sticking out the thumb, pinky, and ring fingers. When we're practicing alternate nostril breathing, we'll use the right thumb to close the right nostril like this. We'll use the right ring and pinky fingers to close the left nostril like this. All breathing just through the nose, very soft, gentle, slow breathing, no longer creating that whispering sound either. And you might close your eyes as you're practicing it. I'll invite you to practice 3 cycles together and continue for 3 cycles on your own. We'll breathe in or out for 6 counts, and we'll hold the breath in or out for 2 counts. Let's prepare to start. Sitting tall and relaxed, inhale fully through the nose. Clear it out through your mouth. Close the lips. Cover the right nostril with your right thumb. Inhale through the left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath, 2, 1. Close the left. Exhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Inhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Close right. Exhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Second cycle. Inhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Close left. Exhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Inhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Cover right. Exhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Third cycle. Inhale left for 6. Hold for 2. Close left. Exhale right, 6. Hold 2. Inhale right, 6. Hold 2. Cover right. Exhale left, 6. Hold 2. Continue 3 more cycles on your own. When you finish, release control of the breath. Observe how you feel as you breathe naturally. When you feel ready, gently lower your body into corpse pose, lying down on the floor, using any of your props to lie down comfortably. Closing your eyes. Going to be playing a mini sound bath as you rest in Shavasana. Bring your awareness back to your physical body. And notice how it's feeling after your physical yoga practice. Gently begin to move small parts of your body first, slowly waking it up. Ease into stretching your arms and your legs. Take your time turning over onto your right side. Rest your head there. Notice how you're feeling energetically by observing your natural breath. Begin to press your hands into the ground and slowly rise into a comfortable seated position for 5 minutes, sitting in meditation. Again, the words of Tara Brach, our deepest nature is awareness. And when we fully inhabit that, we love freely and are whole. Sitting tall, relaxed, maybe with the eyes closed, stacking the right palm, face up on top of the left palm, face up, thumb tips gently touching. With a natural breath, let your body find ease in being still, sensing the weight of your legs, rooting towards the earth, the weight of your pelvis. Feel your belly softly receiving the breath. Sense that your hands are completely relaxed, your heart space wide open as the shoulders relax. Sensing the full length of your spine. Let your jaw soften, your eyes relax. Feel the natural waves of the breath coming and going at their pace. Resting awareness on the breath. Noticing anything that comes to your awareness as you're relaxing into the breath. Thoughts, external stimuli, sensations. Just allow them to come and go as you rest your awareness easefully on the breath. You sense your mind now. What state is it in? Sense your heart. What are you feeling emotionally? In what ways might you, as Rumi says, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it, and embrace them with loving awareness. I invite you to a moment of gratitude, taking the time to appreciate someone or something, perhaps including yourself. Remember your intention for this practice, for today. What are you continuing to open up yourself to experience? And remember to whom you dedicated this practice today. Let's close together, joining our voices in the sacred sound of Om 3 times. Bowing in towards your heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.